Scorpio, if this message reached you today, take a moment and breathe. There is a shift happening in your life, and it's more significant than you realize. You've been sensing it, a quiet inner awareness that something is closing and something new is forming. This isn't random, it's growth. There comes a time when you outgrow old patterns, old environments, and even old versions of yourself. That time is now, the phase you are outgrowing. Over the past months, you may have felt stretched emotionally or mentally. Situations required patience. Certain relationships tested your boundaries. Some opportunities felt delayed, but delays are not denials. They are preparation periods. You were building resilience, learning discernment, strengthening emotional control. Scorpio energy does not evolve in comfort. It evolves through awareness. And awareness changes everything. You now see clearly who truly supports you, what aligns with your goals, where your energy is best invested. Clarity is power, a new level of confidence. There is a noticeable difference in your mindset. You are no longer reacting impulsively. You are choosing responses carefully. You are protecting your time and energy. This maturity shifts outcomes in powerful ways. Instead of chasing validation, you are building self-trust. Instead of forcing connections, you are allowing alignment. Instead of doubting your decisions, you are standing by them. That internal shift changes external results. Relationships rebalance. For some of you, this period brings healthier emotional dynamics. If you are single, you are becoming more selective. Attraction now goes beyond chemistry. You seek respect, emotional depth, and shared direction. If you are committed, communication improves. Honest conversations replace assumptions. Emotional intelligence becomes stronger on both sides. If something has been uncertain, clarity arrives soon. This clarity may not always be dramatic, sometimes it is simply peace. And peace is powerful. Career and financial growth. Professionally, you are entering a phase where your efforts gain recognition. This may show up as increased responsibility, a leadership opportunity, a creative breakthrough, a long-awaited response. What makes this different is your confidence level. You are no longer shrinking to fit into limited spaces. You understand your value, and when you operate from that understanding, doors open. Financial improvement often follows decisive action. A calculated risk, a new strategy, or a fresh direction may soon feel right. Trust preparation over impulse. Personal transformation. Scorpio is associated with renewal. Not surface change, deep internal recalibration. You are releasing old emotional attachments, self-doubt, the need to control outcomes. In their place, you are developing emotional stability, strategic thinking, inner calm. Calmness is a sign of strength. When you stop reacting to every situation, you gain control over your path. Boundaries become clear. You are learning that boundaries are not walls. They are filters. They help you decide who has access to your time, attention, and trust. Some people may notice your shift. You are less available for unnecessary drama, less interested in proving yourself, more focused on long-term goals. That is growth. Not everyone will understand it, and that is okay. Growth is personal. What changes now? Here is the real turning point. You are no longer waiting for permission. Not permission to succeed. Not permission to move forward. Not permission to prioritize yourself. This mindset shift changes your trajectory. Your decisions become sharper. Your confidence becomes visible. Your presence becomes stronger. Opportunities respond to clarity. And clarity is something you now fully possess. Practical guidance for this phase. To make the most of this turning point, review your long-term goals. Adjust if necessary. Protect your energy from distractions. Avoid impulsive decisions. Choose strategy. Prioritize consistency over intensity. Steady progress builds lasting success. Scorpio, Life doesn't change overnight because of one moment. It changes because of one decision. And you are making that decision now. The decision to evolve. The decision to elevate. The decision to move differently. That internal commitment reshapes your path. You are not the same person you were 6 months ago. You are stronger, more aware, more selective, more focused, and that is why everything shifts from here. Scorpio, now that you understand a shift is happening, let's talk about what this actually means for your future. Because growth isn't just about awareness. It's about action. And the actions you take in the next few weeks quietly shape the next several years. This is not about a dramatic overnight change. This is about intelligent, intentional movement. And you are entering a period where your instincts are sharper than usual. Trust that your decision-making evolves. Recently, you may have noticed something subtle. You pause longer before responding. You observe more than you speak. You analyze patterns instead of reacting emotionally. That shift alone changes outcomes. Where you once responded quickly, you now calculate. Where you once gave second chances freely, you now require consistency. This is not coldness. This is discernment, and discernment protects your future. A strategic opportunity approaches. There is something practical entering your path soon. It may not look dramatic at first. It could appear as a conversation, a proposal, an invitation, a collaboration, a new responsibility. The difference now is how you approach it. Instead of asking, will this impress others? You ask, does this align with my long-term direction? That question changes everything. Alignment creates sustainability. Building something solid. Scorpio energy thrives when building something meaningful. This next phase favors long-term investments over quick wins, discipline over distraction, quality over quantity. You may feel drawn to simplify your life. Fewer unnecessary conversations, fewer impulsive expenses, fewer emotional entanglements. Simplification strengthens your foundation, and strong foundations create lasting success. Emotional maturity deepens. In relationships, something interesting happens. You stop chasing intensity and start valuing stability. Attraction is no longer enough. Consistency becomes essential. You notice who shows up regularly, who communicates clearly, who respects your time. That awareness filters your circle naturally. For some, a new connection forms slowly and steadily. For others, an existing relationship becomes more grounded and realistic. Either way, emotional balance increases. Financial awareness sharpens. This is also a practical growth period. You become more aware of spending habits, saving strategy, career positioning, skill development. Instead of hoping for improvement, you begin planning for it. And planning creates progress. Small strategic adjustments now lead to measurable gains later. Consistency compounds. Self-respect becomes non-negotiable. One of the biggest shifts happening internally is this. You are no longer tolerating situations that drain you. Not out of anger, but out of clarity. Self-respect quietly replaces people-pleasing. You stop over-explaining. You stop over-apologizing. You stop overextending. This alone changes your environment. Because when standards rise, only aligned energy remains. Personal discipline increases. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline builds momentum. You may feel drawn to improved routines, better sleep, health focus, skill learning, time management, not for appearance, for improvement. Progress feels more satisfying than attention. And that shift builds internal confidence. Balance returns. There was a time recently when everything felt slightly off balance. Now, equilibrium slowly returns. Emotionally steady, mentally clear, financially aware, socially selective. This balanced state is powerful because it allows you to respond instead of react. Reaction is temporary. Response is strategic. Your presence changes. Others may begin noticing something different about you. You speak less but say more. You listen carefully. You move intentionally. This quiet confidence draws respect. You don't need to announce your growth. It shows naturally. And that natural confidence opens doors without force. New doors open gradually. Progress during this phase is steady, not chaotic. One improvement leads to another. A better routine improves focus. Improved focus strengthens performance. Stronger performance increases opportunity. Momentum builds. And once momentum builds, acceleration follows. Scorpio, now that you've recognized the shift, now that you've stepped into clarity, there's one final piece to understand. Change is not just external. It's energetic. And your energy is no longer available for what once distracted you. That alone reshapes your future. The future you are stepping into. Over the next phase of your life, you will notice 3 major developments. Increased focus, elevated standards, selective partnerships. These are not random improvements. They are consequences of growth. Where you once tolerated confusion, you now require direction. Where you once hesitated, you now decide. Where you once questioned your value, you now understand it. Understanding your value changes your positioning. And positioning changes results. Your mindset becomes your advantage. Scorpio, your strength has always been perception. You read between lines. You sense shifts early. You notice details others ignore. What's different now is control. Instead of overthinking, you are organizing your thoughts productively. Instead of imagining worst-case scenarios, you are planning best-case strategies. This mindset gives you leverage. Leverage in business, leverage in negotiations, leverage in relationships, and leverage creates influence. A leadership energy emerges. Whether you realize it or not, people are observing you. They notice your calm reactions, your thoughtful decisions, your emotional stability. Leadership is not loud, it is steady. You may soon be placed in situations where others look to you for guidance. Accept that role. You've earned it through experience. A different kind of love. If romance enters your life in this next chapter, it will feel different. Less chaotic, more grounded, less dramatic, more respectful. You are no longer drawn to intensity alone. You are drawn to security, loyalty, and shared vision. And because your standards are clearer, you naturally attract healthier dynamics. If already committed, a deeper layer of partnership forms, built on trust rather than emotion alone. This maturity strengthens bonds. Long-term security takes priority. Financially, your focus shifts toward sustainability. You may research smarter investments, improve professional skills, seek mentorship, explore calculated expansion. This is not about quick success. It's about stable success. You are thinking in years, not weeks. And that perspective creates confidence. Personal peace becomes important. One of the biggest changes in this chapter is internal. You start valuing peace more than proving a point. Arguments lose appeal. Drama loses attraction. Competition loses urgency. Peace becomes productive. When your mind is calm, your decisions are precise. When your emotions are steady, your progress is consistent. Consistency wins long-term. What you release next. There are still small things you will let go of. Old grudges, unnecessary comparisons, habits that waste time, relationships built on convenience. Letting go is not loss. It is refinement, and refinement increases quality in every area. Your presence strengthens. Scorpio, your energy becomes more grounded. You no longer need to convince anyone of your capability. Your actions demonstrate it. People may begin trusting your judgment more. Opportunities may come through referrals or quiet recommendations. This is the result of reputation, built through discipline. A balanced power. The most powerful version of Scorpio is not reactive. It is balanced, strong but calm, confident but respectful, private but clear. That balance is forming now. And balanced power lasts. Scorpio. Everything changes after this, not because life suddenly becomes perfect, but because you become intentional. Intentional about your time, your money, your relationships, your future. That intentional living reshapes outcomes. You are not chasing chaos anymore. You are building stability. You are not reacting impulsively. You are responding strategically. And that difference defines your next chapter. The version of you stepping forward now is more aware, more disciplined, more focused, more selective. This is maturity. This is strength. This is growth. Move forward with patience and confidence. Your next season rewards clarity,
don't scroll.
consistency,
Want more
and
powerful
composure.
videos like
And
this?
you have all
Subscribe
now and join the community.